In today's video, we're talking about something most people don't even know is possible, living with multiple personalities without realizing it. We'll break down what dissociative identity disorder really is, how it happens, and what it feels like from the inside. Let's get into it. Imagine waking up in your own bed, but something's off. Your phone shows messages you don't remember sending. Your bank account is missing money. And the last thing you remember happened 3 days ago. This isn't a horror story. It's a real psychological condition, and yes, it's possible to have multiple personalities without knowing it. The clinical name is Dissociative Identity Disorder. And what makes it terrifying isn't what people think it is, it's what it actually is. Dissociative identity disorder is not about being crazy. It's not someone faking or putting on a show or being possessed. It's a survival strategy, a silent scream that started in childhood and split the mind to stay alive. Here's how it works. When a child experiences overwhelming trauma, especially repeated abuse or neglect before the age of 9, the brain sometimes copes by dissociating or disconnecting from reality. But if the trauma is too frequent or too severe, the child doesn't just disconnect from the event, they disconnect from themselves. The brain creates an alternate identity, someone else to feel the fear, the pain, the rage, someone else to carry the memory. And if the trauma continues, the brain might do it again and again. Each new identity, called an alter, is formed with a purpose. Some are protectors, some are children. Some hold the memories no one else can bear. They can have different voices, handwriting, preferences, even accents. Some might be aware of each other. Others might live completely separate lives within the same body, without knowing the others exist. So what happens when the original personality, the one everyone sees, doesn't know the rest are there? You start to lose time. Maybe minutes at first, then hours, then entire days. You find notes you didn't write, emails you don't remember sending. People tell you you acted different, more confident or colder, or like you didn't recognize them. Your reflection in the mirror feels off, like someone else is looking through your eyes. Some people go years thinking they have memory problems. Others are misdiagnosed with bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, or even schizophrenia. But none of those explain the voice in your head that isn't yours, or the scent of someone else's perfume on your own clothes. And no, this isn't science fiction. Brain scans show that different identities within the same person can trigger different neurological patterns. One alter might have a different pain threshold. Another might need glasses, while the others see perfectly. There are documented cases where one identity had diabetes and the others didn't. This isn't just psychological, it's biological. In fact, researchers have found that the amygdala and hippocampus, parts of the brain responsible for emotion and memory, often look different in people with dissociative identity disorder. It's like the brain was forced to build secret rooms and then forget where the doors are. So how common is this? It's more common than you think. Studies estimate that up to 1.5% of the global population may have dissociative identity disorder. That's tens of millions of people. And because it's so misunderstood, many of them never get diagnosed. Some live their entire lives thinking they're just forgetful, clumsy, prone to mood swings. They feel broken, ashamed, like they're constantly messing things up and don't know why. And the world doesn't make it easier. Movies like Split or Fight Club feed the myth that people with dissociative identity disorder are dangerous. In reality, they're more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators. They're not monsters, they're survivors. So can you have multiple personalities and not know it? Yes, absolutely. Some people don't discover their alters until adulthood. It might happen in therapy, during hypnosis, trauma work, or after a breakdown. Others find out because someone catches them in the middle of a switch, a family member, a friend, a partner. And when the truth comes out, it's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. A name you don't recognize written in your own journal. A playlist on your phone full of songs you've never heard. A moment where you look in the mirror and say, I don't know who I am right now. But here's the hopeful part. Once you know, you can begin to heal. People with dissociative identity disorder can learn to communicate with their alters. They leave notes for each other. They work together. They build internal systems, like roommates sharing a house. And therapy helps. Not to erase the alters, but to integrate the memories, to create understanding, cooperation, and, eventually, peace. Dissociative identity disorder is not the end of a person's life. It's the story of how their mind fought to protect them, at any cost. So next time you forget where the time went, or feel like someone else is in control, don't ignore it. Listen. Have you ever felt disconnected from yourself or lost time you can't explain? Comment below. Your story matters. If you're into dark psychology, hidden truths, and what the human mind is really capable of, subscribe. We're just getting started.